Hi, welcome to Home Farm. Today we're going to be reviewing the L530 Smart Multicolor Light Bulb from Tapo.
Add colour to your life.
It is cool. I mean, we've been doing a lot of smart home stuff for quite some time now, and we've automated a lot of our lamps throughout the house using smart plugs, which has been pretty cool. But obviously, smart plugs are a little bit more expensive, and obviously they also are smart plugs.
Smart plugs are, for all devices, or for, you can use it for anything.
Yeah.
Whereas, and we are predominantly using our smart plugs to control our lamps. So it kind of, it's a no-brainer that you would then use a smart bulb instead to control your lamp.
Definitely.
Because it is cheaper to purchase.
And it's got the functionality of a bulb over a smart plug. Well, not all smart plugs are created equal. We've got some big chunky ones. So if you've got limited space behind, let's say, a cabinet or something like that, it can be a bit of a pain to try and connect those.
Or if you've got them in a extension plug.
Yeah, true. But they do take up a lot of space. By just having the flexibility of just screwing in an actual bulb into a lamp and giving you that smart functionality, does make it a lot simpler.
This is a screw in. Does it come in a bayonet as well?
Not at the moment. We did actually request some bayonet ones from Tapo. These, full disclosure, were actually gifted to us. Tapo gifted us two for this review. I think that the bayonet fixtures are in the pipeline. I'm not sure that they're available yet, but I do think screws are a little bit more commonplace at the moment. So, but we've got a mixture of lamps, so it would be really great to get some bayonet ones at some point.
What can you do other than, obviously, the cover says the rainbow, you can choose any color of bulb. So obviously that's fun, but what else can you do?
It is cool. So obviously the color is probably the main feature of any bulb. So you can basically have, if you just want white light, so you can have white light if you prefer to have a warmer light like we tend to do.
Yeah, I'm quite fussy.
Around kind of 2500 kelvins, that's the kind of shade that you like.
I'm quite fussy,
So you can do, but again, you're not going to have to change bulbs to change between the different kinds of whites. And then obviously you've just got the full rainbow array of colors. So if you want purple, if you want green. So Tapo have actually played on that. They've got two settings in the actual app itself. Now there's a party mode, so the actual bulb starts to just filter through colors. So if you're having a party at the house and you just want to have some ambient color, I mean, I'm not saying you're going to have a rave or something like that, but I mean, if you just want to have a bit of fun in the corner.
For children's parties, though, that's quite
cool.
fun, isn't it?
So that basically has kind of more lively colors, should we say, and there's a lot of purples and greens, and brighter versions of those colors. And then there's also a relax mode, so if you want to activate that basically filters through muted colors, so they're not as bright, and again it still circulates through a palette of colors. Just ambiance. Having some fun with a bit of light. So we've been using our smart plugs to actually make our lamps smart, so we can actually set schedules for them. This is obviously all integrated as a feature into the actual light bulb itself. So if you want to have the actual bulbs coming on at a specific point in time during the day, you can do that. And there's various examples of that. So if you want the bulbs to come on if let's say you're an early morning riser, and you want the lamps to come on at sunrise, you can set it to come on at sunrise and then maybe go off at 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning when you actually leave the house. So it's coming on and it's going off.
Also great if you're working as a night shift. So if you're working a night shift and you're coming back at 3 in the morning or 4 in the morning, and you want the lights on in the home or in your living room or something when you walk through the door, that's quite nice to be able to set those specific times.
Yeah, specific times, which is fantastic. We tend to use our lights more in the evening. So we've set most of our schedules to come on at sunset and then go off at, let's say, 10:30 or 11 o'clock at night. The only thing that's lacking in the app at the moment is that you don't have the flexibility of setting the actual schedule to come on maybe 30 minutes before sunset. So you're kind of stuck at sunset. And sometimes when it gets darker a little bit quicker with sunset, you just want that maybe half hour, 45 minutes before for the lights to come on.
Yeah, you want like a buffer zone, don't you? But again, you can do that manually. You can just set it half an hour before. You can ask your phone what time the sunset is, and then you can set it before. It's just that you'd have to keep changing it almost every day.
It's a bit of a drag to do that, it is.
Especially in the UK when our light changes very quickly over the winter period, doesn't it?
It does. The other really, really cool feature about this is it's got an away mode. And what that does, so let's say you've gone away for a couple of days, it basically, when you activate it, it just randomly turns on the lamp at various parts during the night. So it almost simulates the fact that there's actually somebody inside the house.
Wow.
So it's a little bit of a security feature that's actually built into that.
That's
with the light just going on randomly, especially if you've got a few of them.
Yeah.
The lights could just be pinging all over the house, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's really good for security. The setup was really easy. So you just literally got the bulb, screwed it into your lamp, and downloaded the app onto your phone, and then the app just walked you through the different settings that you could do, which is really nice. It's got a nice interface and it's really user friendly.
It takes the better part of 60 seconds to actually set it up. It's very quick and easy. Bulbs like this are a great way to get into smart home stuff. So if you've never really had any smart home devices, this is a very easy way to actually get into that, because there's not much to do.
And a nice gift actually. Like
fantastic gift.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. So like, especially if you've got if you're looking for something cool to give someone as they've moved homes, it's a new home, or something like that. That's quite a nice or even at Christmas actually as a stocking filler.
Yeah,
it's a really nice thing to just throw into a stocking filler as something that's just kind of cool and actually really useful and quite gives you extra security at your home.
I think it's a really cool gift.
It's quite a nice little thing, isn't it? People don't often think about things like this, but they're actually really useful and everybody can use them. Everybody have a use
as long as
for
you've got a smartphone.
Yeah.
It's got voice control, so if you've got Alexa or Google Assistant, it works.
Cool.
Unfortunately for us, there is no HomeKit capability, so basically you're forced to use the Tapo app to do everything with that, and we can't voice activate it, which isn't a big deal because once you've set up your schedule and you want it to do what you want it to do, it just does it.
It's okay for us.
Yeah.
And it doesn't require a hub?
No. So basically, as part of the setup, you put in your Wi-Fi settings and it just communicates. It basically gets onto your network, and that's the way it operates. So I think we're all a little bit conscious about the rising electricity tariffs at the moment in the UK and perhaps globally.
Yeah.
So I think one of the really nice things about this app and this actual bulb is that it's got an energy monitor in it. So you can actually see how much energy you're consuming. The bulb is the equivalent of a 60-watt bulb. I think on the ratings it says that at maximum it actually runs at about 8.7 watts per hour, which is obviously a lot less than a 60-watt bulb. But if you are worried about your energy consumption, the fact that you can actually see how much energy that bulb is consuming, you have got that as an option.
So not only can you change the color of the bulb, but you can also change the brightness. So it basically makes the lamp dimmable. So you can actually just choose if you want it really dim or you want it really, really bright. And that's really convenient, because I know that when we moved into this house, all of the light fixtures in the ceiling were on just switches. And we had to have an electrician come in and actually change all the light, the wall switches to dimmable switches, and then we had to change all the bulbs to dimmable, and it was just a bit of a fiasco. But to be able to just literally unscrew and screw in a new bulb into your lamps and make your lamps dimmable just is so easy and just so convenient. So I just think that's really nice. I really like that feature.
It's a great feature, and if you don't want to be consuming too much electricity, obviously you can crank it down. So if you don't have to have the light bulb at its maximum setting all the time.
Yeah.
Obviously, maybe if you are going away and using the security feature that we mentioned earlier, maybe you do want to just turn that up a little bit so it becomes a little bit more noticeable. But if you're just at home and you just want a little bit of ambient light and you don't want to be running it at maximum, dim it down.
Yeah, that's really nice. And the lifetime of the bulb is 15,000 hours. That's how long it should last, this bulb. So that's quite a good amount of time.
That's going to last a while.
That's quite a few years, I would imagine.
Yeah.
And obviously it depends on your lamp. So if it's in a guest bedroom, you're hardly ever going to be using it. So that's actually really nice actually to have in guest bedrooms. Because then you can actually make sure that the light's on for people when they arrive, and that's really nice.
That's nice.
Yeah, I think that these are really convenient. I think they're really good, especially for the kind of Northern Hemisphere countries like the UK, Sweden, Norway, those kind of countries where we just have really prolonged period of darkness in the winter. I think it's really nice for us to be able to control how warm or how cool we want those lights in those rooms to be able to control our energy efficiency and monitor how much we're spending on those bulbs, and to just be able to kind of have those schedules and put them on and off as and when we think that we're going to be using them the most. I think for me it's a no-brainer. It's really convenient. But there is an initial investment.
There is, and obviously it is more expensive than just a conventional bulb. But having said that, as I said earlier, they are cheaper than actually getting smart plugs.
Yeah.
So if you do want to start making that transition into smart lighting and not, spend a huge amount of money, smart bulbs is probably the way to do that.
And just a nice gift. I'm definitely going to consider getting some of these this Christmas for, you know, friends as stocking fillers or things like that. I think they're just a really nice generic gift that actually people will find useful and people will be a bit intrigued by, and they'll, you know, kind of use it.
And even for people that don't have a smartphone, you know, there will be enough people in the family to just be able to set up, because it is a one-time setup, really.
Yeah, true.
So once you've set a schedule up, and especially if you're using sunset or sunrise, with a time on, time off, you know, you're not going to have to fiddle with that setting too frequently.
They are bigger than your standard bulb. So the only thing I would say is if, for example, you're putting it into a bedside table lamp that's like a sconce, like a really small kind of mini lamp, you might want to just check the dimensions of any of the smart bulbs, quite honestly, because they are bigger. Obviously, they've got built in this area for their kind of tech bit, and then they've actually got the bulb for the light. So it is a bit chunkier and bigger. So if you're just putting it into a very, very small lamp next to your bed, just double check before you go ahead and buy some of these. But if you're just putting it into a normal lampshade that's got, you know, kind of a decent size lampshade on it, this is absolutely fine. It will go in, it will fit nicely and give you lots of options. So I think they're just really simple and they work.
Really cool.
So I hope you found this video useful and interesting. If you did, please give us a thumbs up. We really need thumbs ups and we really need subscribers. So please also subscribe. We hope to see you on our next video. Thanks for watching and take care.